They go buy your cassettes, and then later, 30 minutes later, we're the devil. They're going to have a record burning in the back.
Live from Lakeland, Florida, it's the Jeff Adams Show. Starring Jeff Adams.
You can't get more Alabama than that, man. What was up with that?
Oh, now he hung up on you, dude.
It doesn't mean you give up. It means you carry on. If it's really a passion in your heart, you're going to continue to do it because you love to do it.
Jeff has a serious bathroom phobia.
Yeah, even my own kids, my son.
It's because he's got all that negative energy around your bathroom phobia. Like, it attracts bad scenes. You know what I mean?
I don't make this stuff up. I don't make it up.
The Jeff Adams Show is brought to you by CheapOair.com. CheapOair is the fastest way to compare and book flights on over 450 airlines. You heard that right, over 450 airlines worldwide. Plus, for a limited time only, you can use promo code Jeff to save even more on your next flight. So don't let summer pass you by. Book that trip of a lifetime on CheapOair.com today.
CheapOair. Travel the world for less.
The Jeff Adams Show is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/The Jeff Adams Show. Over 150,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. The Jeff Adams Show is brought to you by GoDaddy. They have everything you need to put your business online. Find new customers and get started. It's go time. Visit GoDaddy.com. Enter promo code Jeff20off and save on your new purchases. You can also get a .com domain for $2.95 or transfer a domain using promo Jeff295. Some limitations apply. See website for details. PodFund, the first crowdfunding platform for new media, has arrived. Raise money for your podcast, internet radio station, or video production. Go to podfund.com for more information. The FBA, the Florida Basketball Association. No egos, they play for passion with heart. Great basketball. Check thefba.com for local schedules. BitGravity, the exclusive HD provider of the Jeff Adams Show and TTB Network. Trust BitGravity. Visit bitgravity.com for more information. The Jeff Adams Show is produced on NewTek's TriCaster 460. Stun your viewers, not your account. Visit newtek.com for more information. Mangrate. Mangrates are an amazing tool for serious grillers. Constructed from 100% American-made cast iron, these grill grates cook with radiant heat and are a more efficient way to barbecue. The Jeff Adams phone line is sponsored by Glory Sound Studios. Call in today and be part of the show at 347-637-2596. That's 347-637-2596.
What's up with the crowd? I got a lot of crowd here. My crowd's here. My dog pound. This is the Jeff Adams Show. It's amazing how crowds just immediately, when you're watching TV, how the crowds just stop at a hand's notice. Watch this. Crowd, one more time. Give it up for the Jeff Adams Show. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. And it's like perfect. It's like on the money. Anyways, this is Jeff Adams Show. We've missed 3 weeks and maybe 4. I don't know. I can't even get. I think the last show we did was June 19th. And, our producer, the Wizard of Broadcast Magic, Stephen Heywood, I mean, he makes all this money off all these shows. And he was probably on a yacht somewhere, partying down, doing his thing. And he says, I can't do a show this week. And guess what? I got news. There's not going to be no show next week because he's on a yacht again. with his in-laws or something. So, anyways,
golfing.
Yeah, golfing. Can they hear you? Or are you just talking in my ear?
No, they can hear me.
Okay, good. All right, freaking me out.
I want to make sure you're setting the record straight.
Yeah. Sometimes he talks in my ear, and I call him some of the time the voice of God. But anyways, this is a Jeff Adams show. What is this show about? Let me tell you what this show's about. First off, this show is not about some boring late night talk show that books all these celebrities. The same celebrities plug in their same movies. I mean, what's up with that? They get on there and they tell the same stories. Like, they get on the couch, they start talking, and they go, "Hey guys, I was actually in the green room and I had one of you guys because I'm a writer, right? I requested a Red Bull of Starburst. And I actually had your guy go out and get them. And thank goodness that we don't have this anymore.
Let me tell you something. Let me just put this joke in my pocket.
I do miss Jay Leno from time to time, but this show's none of that nonsense. Just not. We try to talk to extraordinary people doing extraordinary things on the show, and we talk about creative stuff, or we try to. We talk to influential artists, authors, janitors if you're creative. Sometimes you can be creative mopping a mop. Don't forget that. We need janitors. So if you're a janitor and you don't have a lot of pride, be creative with your mop. That's all I'm saying. But, we like to laugh. We also like to laugh sometimes and have a good time. That's what the show's all about. I don't take myself seriously in, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So if I stutter, that's what happens. And that looked like a little freeze, like an internet buffer. Anyways, that'd be cool if you had one of those little buffer things that could go like there. So we could just plug that in. Like if you really screw up, you could put an internet buffer on there. Anyways, I'm dragging it. Oh, there you go. Ah, he's already a deer in the headlights. Happy heart is good medicine, but a broken spirit saps of purpose and strength. There's hope for dreams in life, but you must pursue those dreams and never, ever give up, my friends. I'm never giving up on my dream. You know what my dream is? Anybody?
What is it?
Oh, where'd that voice come from?
Hey, Jeff.
This is Nicole. Nicole Welch's.
Welch, the grape juice. Like the grape juice. Not Welch's. Welch.
Nicole Welch's? Let me get some Welch's juice right now.
Oh, I got the juice. I definitely got the juice.
Welch's.
One of my favorites.
This is my co-host. She's actually lives in my hometown, believe it or not. But, we take live phone calls, or you can interact in the chat room at the JeffAdamsShow.tv. Steve, there's my plug for my website. Duh. Our great network, the TTV network, and the TechBuzz.network, which you could probably get a lot more feeds. If you have a problem, you're on your phone, go to the TechBuzz.net. You can watch it on your phone. I just don't have that money to play down. I just get your laptop out.
Sorry, I was playing Candy Crush and I was getting pretty good at it, so I wasn't paying attention to anything you're saying. So
producing the show, and we're also live at WLMN 98.5 in West Virginia, and we like to call him Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Yeah, he's flying around in a jet somewhere for sure. You can call the Jeff Adams Show now at the Glory Sound Studios line. Plug, sponsor, plug, Creed, my boss, plug. Glory Sound Studios phone lines 347-637-2596, or come in and chat live at the JeffAdamsShow.tv or the Tech Buzz Network. One big commercial. Nicole, what is going on?
What is happening? Let's talk about some juice.
Welch's. Hang on. Welch's grape juice. We use it for communion.
We do use it for communion. That's true. It does not have any alcohol in it at all. But I went to Catholic school for 12 years, and their communion juice does.
I like the communion things that are multitasking now. They come in like a little thing, and then when you open the lid to it, you can pull out the bread.
The wafer. We call
the
it the wafer.
Yeah, you can't call it bread. It's a wafer, right?
That's right.
So, you pull it out. You multitask. It's great.
Got the little flip-off lid. It's all in one.
All in one. It makes the usher's job really, really easy.
Because creative. You want to talk about creative? That's creative.
That's creative. But used to, when I was growing up, grew up in a Pentecostal church. And I remember most of our ushers were old. So they had the whole juice thing and the thing's shaking. And you're like, dadgummit. And I'm like sitting on the side and you're like trying to take it from it. And it's like, don't spill the juice. Yeah.
Listen, Catholic school, 12 years I survived. And we had to drink out of the same cup. So you got the priest who's wiping the cup after each sip. How do you feel about that? How would you feel about that?
That is, I don't know. And I don't know. I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to go on a rabbit trail on this and chase that because I just don't do that. My wife gets mad because sometimes I don't drink after my own kids or after her. Don't drink my glass, man. She goes, just kiss me. I don't care. Don't drink out of my glass.
Did you use the compartmentalized plates when you were growing up then? You didn't want your food touching, or is that not an issue?
That way. Don't touch my food. And I proved to my wife, too, about drinking because I drink a lot of water. And so I show her, take a sip of water and say you had Subway or something, the bread's all in your teeth. And actually particles go back down. So I showed her, I go, this is why I don't like to drink after everybody. Because I'm on a calorie diet right now and I don't need the extra Subway. Your sub in my drink, okay? I'm counting calories here.
Yeah, the kids for sure are going to do that. I don't know about your wife, but the kids will definitely get Subway back into your water.
Subway? Wait, hey, listen. Nicole is a podcaster, broadcaster, and does interpretive dance from what I believe.
I have been known to do some interpretive dance, if people know what that is.
You know what? Interpretive dance, and God bless them, the people that do that. But I'm 6'5". I'm a big guy. And when I used to go to church, it used to freak me out. And I used to call them I'd get, bumped by the flag. These people would just start doing this ballerina stuff in church. It's like, what is going on? And of course, the flag is up. These girls are probably 5'3", 5'4", and the flag hits me right in the face. I get a brush with the flag, like it slaps me in the
flag. Oh, no wonder you've been hit by the flag.
The flag. I wasn't hit by God. I was hit by the flag. The natural flag of interpretive dance. But anyways, enough of that. Enough. Let me take a sip of Welch's here.
Yeah, take some Welch's. That'll definitely calm you down. It'll calm you down a little bit.
Calm me down. Do you have a podcast?
I do.
Yes. Tell us about it.
It's called Real Time, Real Men Only. I only interview real men on the podcast.
And then what determines a real man?
Well, that's a good question there, Jeff.
You got to have a job?
Do I have to have a what? I'm sorry.
To be on your podcast, you have to have a job? No food stamps?
That's a good question. I have not interviewed anyone unemployable yet. I did interview my 5-year-old son, Ezekiel, and he has like odd side jobs here and there, but not full time. So he's the only one that I've interviewed that's working full time. But most of these guys are entrepreneurs. So yeah, they're working for themselves. A couple of them have worked a job or are still in the concrete jungle, but a lot of them are entrepreneurs, artists. I've interviewed some artists, musicians. They haven't aired yet, the shows, but yeah, it's been really good. I interview other people that podcast. I'm really kind of passionate about podcasting.
Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about podcasting, creativity behind podcasting. And it's a great topic. You know, there's a big... What's that?
Everybody's doing it.
Everybody's doing it. Everybody's doing it. Wasn't there a DC Talk song back in the day?
Yo, who's doing it?
Yes, that's it.
Music, yes, that's
who's
it.
Who's doing it? Everybody. Everybody's doing podcasting today.
They are. Everybody is doing podcasting today.
Everybody.
And making cars now where the podcasting will be automatically Apple, there'll be an app in there for, I don't know what you call it. I'm not techie, but I just know that you won't have to like plug it into your phone and listen to it through that. It'll be right there, like Bluetooth.
Nicole, I was doing podcasts when you were still a sperm. What?
When did you start podcasting, Jeff? I don't know if I buy that.
Anyways, hey, we gotta We got a couple phone calls here. Let's get to them before they get frustrated and go, I'm sick of listening to these people just banter about them, this, that, and the other interpretive dance. So let me find which mouse. I have like 3 mouses here. So which one? All right, hang on.
Let's zoom them out and let's take a look and see.
Hey, you're on the Jeff Adams Show. Is this, because this is 615, this could only be Terry Weaver.
I believe it is.
Oh, Terry Weaver. This man, Terry Weaver. Let me tell you about Terry Weaver, Nicole, and Steven. Terry Weaver, years ago, when I used to live in Orlando, came to my house, slept in my house.
You're going to tell the... You've got one story on me, man. You always tell the cake story.
Listen.
Tell it. We want the juice. Let's hear the juice.
I got the best story, and I mean, come on. And Terry, Terry, is your website is still terryweaver.com?
terryweaver.com.
Yeah, go check that out. terryweaver.com. This guy comes to my house. We were planning a music conference. I think it was called Feedback. And then, my wife throws out there, he goes, hey, I might want to bake a cake tonight. So I guess Terry had in his mind that he wanted cake really, really bad. And so, my wife, our first born was born around there. It was like, what was it, about 2004? I don't know. Maybe it was Jasmine. I can't remember, but it was a while ago. And Terry had in his mind, he wanted cake. And then he looks at my wife. He's like laying on the couch. He goes, you can't tell a fat man that you're going to bake a cake and not bake a cake. And all of a sudden he gets up and he bakes a cake in my house and he eats it. But it was pretty good cake, Terry. I gotta hand it to you.
What kind of cake was it?
Yeah, I believe you had cake too.
What kind of cake was it? Was it red velvet or something?
I have no idea. I think Jasmine had just been born.
Okay, so it was Jasmine. Jacob has already been born. Okay. So, Terry, what's been going on in your world? I see a lot of exciting things. You're writing a book. You're traveling, interviewing people.
Trying to finish up a book and doing all kinds of crazy stuff, working with a bunch of creatives. With a good buddy of mine, Noah Elias. We lead a group called Noah University, kind of training people who have these big dreams, how to get them out of their garage, and mentoring artists. Like you, I spent a lot of my years in the formerly known as the music business.
Yes. And, oh my gosh, what a cancerous thing that is. But tell us about Noah.
Yes.
You guys do a podcast where you do talk to creatives. How's that been going? And also venture into what you guys are doing out in California here in a couple months.
Yeah, we started last November. We kind of had this. We were both kind of getting a lot of questions about, how do you do what you do, and how do you get your ideas, and how do you make them a reality? And Noah's a lot of people know Noah as a Disney fine artist. He paints a lot of the art if you were to go into one of the stores at downtown Disney, either in Orlando or in Anaheim.
Right.
And so, everybody in the world kind of, thinks their dream job is to work for Disney. And what's interesting is we have a lot of people who actually work for Disney and work for Pixar, whose dream job is to do their own thing. And so that's kind of been an interesting lesson from this experiment, is just kind of look at the people who have big ideas, who, you think they have the ideal, you think they have the dream job, and yet, they still have bigger aspirations and bigger dreams.
Well,
Terry, kind of out of that was born for this idea for this conference called Reimagine. That's going to be in Irvine, California this fall. And we're super stoked about that.
Well, Terry, funny thing about Disney World is Disney World's buying everything. I mean, everything on the planet.
Yeah.
And the problem with me with Disney World is this. I love Disney. I ain't going to hate on Disney. But when I was a teenager, I worked as a custodian there. I lived in Orlando. I went to work there, worked as a custodian, and I got frustrated. I think it was Christmas Eve. Oh, no, it was Christmas Day. I had to work on Christmas Day. And it was crazy busy. It's their busiest day of the year. And I was like 16, 17 years old. And I go, I don't care about this. The supervisors were yelling at me. My garbage cans were getting super full. I just walked out. I said, see ya. I'm out of here. And I just quit. And then they told me, it's like, you can't work at Disney World ever again unless you work 5 years for somebody else and show that you have a proven track record. So When it comes to Disney. Because I think like Brad Ross or somebody at Disney World that works in entertainment goes, hey, you should come to work here. And we talked about it. I said, Brad, I can't come to work there. And he's like, why? I go, I've been self-employed for 14 years now. And he goes like, oh, so Terry, yeah, there goes my Disney story right there.
So you were the janitor that wasn't creative.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
When I said that about the mop, I said, be creative with the mop. Yes, you can be creative with the mop for sure. So how much is this? How much is this conference?
Right now it's $800 a person, and in fact we'll do which is 20% off. We'll do another $50 off for the Jeff Adams Show listener or listeners, and if they just want to email me at Terry Terry at Noah University, we'll hook them up with a special Jeff Adams Show rate.
Yeah, baby.
Nice.
Yeah, perks. Do I get to go for free now?
Probably not.
Oh, great. You bake a cake at my house and I can't even come for free.
Unless we can work some kind of deal on the cake.
You can come back to my house. You haven't even been to my new house. You can come back to my house.
I
and
haven't
bake
been
a cake.
since you moved to Lakeland, no.
Yeah. Whatever, Terry. Whatever, Terry. Well, thanks. Hey, man, I really want you to come. I'm going to schedule you as a guest when you get this book done. And come back on the show because you're inspiring people, changing people's lives through creativity. Thanks for calling in, Terry. I got a couple more phone calls I got to get to.
All right, man. Have a good one. Good to be a part of the history of the Jeff Adams Show. I can say that I can retire now.
You can retire.
I can walk away. I can pull the Jordan and walk away and know that I left on top.
Yeah, you're going to have to redream now. You're going to have to redream everything. He goes, I was on this show called the Jeff Adams Show, and guess what? I have to rebrand myself now because that's what it did to me. Thanks, Terry. Yeah, sorry. Let me get this next call here. Hey, you on the Jeff Adams Show?
Hey, Jeff. This is Bentley. Hey, Nick.
Hey, how's it going, Bentley?
Doing good. I heard you wanted people to call in who starting podcasts.
Yes. Tell us your podcast story.
So actually, I'm launching today. Just went live on iTunes about 2 hours ago.
What? You on iTunes?
Congratulations.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's called Compassion Plans. It's a weekly interview to help you help other people.
Really? So, yeah, I guess you got the first episode up, right? I'm going to have to go check that out.
Yeah, I actually started with 3 episodes. That's kind of what they suggest, so that when people come, they have something more than just one to listen to.
Boom. So what made you want to get into podcasting?
Well, I failed at creating a website to save the world, so I thought I'd create a podcast to save the world.
And how does one save the world these days with all the bad news?
Well, that's one reason why I started this podcast. So I'm trying to interview people that are trying to save the world and make the world a better place. And when I was trying to do that with my previous website idea, it was really hard to get the word out and get people interested. So I thought, well, I've met a lot of these great people, and I might as well give them a voice, give them a kind of a stage to come on. And then I also get to talk to these interesting people, and other people hopefully can get inspired by them. And maybe together we can do something.
Change the world, baby. That's what it's all about. Creativity and changing the world. Well, you know, I got to, for one, thank you for calling in the show and sharing that. Steve, do you have that pulled up? What was the website one more time? You pulled it up?
I believe it's compassionplans.com.
Compassionplans.com. And, you know, we wish you well on your venture, man, on this, because, you know, sometimes the biggest thing to do with podcasts and things, you know, sometimes you don't really get a gauge of how many people are actually paying attention, you know? So don't lose hope. Keep up the fight, because everybody has a voice these days. And if you got a following, you can make some noise for sure.
Yeah, hope so.
Well, thanks for calling in. We got to get the next phone call.
Sure, man. Thanks. Bye.
All right. Hey, we got to take a short break. Call on hold. We'll be right back after this.
Just 3 taps and you're checked out.
Wow, that was so easy.
CheapOair does all the work for you. Its best airfares are returned in just seconds.
I saved time and found great rates?
Guaranteed.
I like that you mixed and matched.
We have access to 450 different airlines.
Get out. Seriously?
CheapOair is the smart choice. You can book with confidence from anywhere at any time and get great customer service 24/7.
But aren't we supposed to call you?
CheapOair. Travel the world for less.
Plus, for a limited time only, you can use promo code Jeff to save even more on your next flight. So don't let summer pass you by. Book that trip of a lifetime on cheapoair.com today.
wondrous day. The flowers bloom and the animals play. The sun peeks out and I need to shout in a happy way. It's a beauteous, wondrous, simply scrumptious day.
It's go time.
It's a beauteous, wondrous, simply scrumptious day.
GoDaddy.com. The Jeff Adams Show is brought to you by GoDaddy. They have everything you need to put your business online. Find new customers and get started. It's go time. Visit GoDaddy.com. Enter promo code Jeff20off and save on your new purchases. You can also get a .com domain for $2.95 or transfer a domain using promo Jeff295. Some limitations apply. See website for details.
It's nice to have a live crowd here. My co-host. I'm trying to look where the camera. Oh, there it is. Nicole. Nick. I'm going to you to go by Nick. Nick.
However you want to go, man.
Nick.
Roll with it. Yep.
Nick Hogan with Welch's Juice.
No Nick Hogan, man. I interviewed
we're here doing this show, talking about podcasting. Some podcasters actually called in. We had a creative call in, Terry Weaver. Great to hear from him and his cake story. But let's get to this next call so they don't get frustrated.
GoDaddy. You got to thank GoDaddy and pay the bills. Keep your lights on.
Yeah, let me talk about GoDaddy. Hey, you might have seen the ads with GoDaddy. It said $2.95, but guess what? Last night, the people at GoDaddy emailed the Wizard of Broadcast Magic, Stephen Heywood, and said, hey, we're going to go down even lower. You can get your $1.99 .com domains using promo code Jeff199. So if you get inspired, all this creativity, and goes, hey, gosh darn it, I want to start a podcast right now, use that promo code. Helps pay the bills, keep the lights on, because these lights are expensive. They are. They are. I mean, my electricity bill, electricity bill, you don't even want to know. Sometimes I have to sleep out in a tent in the backyard because the wife goes, Anyways, go get yourself a GoDaddy.com, $1.99 domain, and, use it. I would say tell them Jeff Adams sent you, but you really can't say that on the internet. So you're typing. If you said Jeff Adams sent me, they're like, Jeff Adams. Yeah.
Jeff199.
Jeff199. That's it. Nicole. See, Nicole, this works.
I know.
You're on top of things. So let me get to this call. See, the other call hung up. They got frustrated. Let me grab this real quick. Hey, on the Jeff Adams Show.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, man, you sound crystal clear, man.
Well, I'm on Skype.
Woo! You sound pretty.
Calling in.
I
don't even know what my phone number on Skype is, so that's a good thing, I guess.
You sound pretty.
Good.
You know what your number is on Skype? It starts with a 661 area code.
I don't know. I just signed up for it,
and I don't even know who.
$2 a month or whatever.
And I don't even know who you are. Who are you?
My name is Bill Nowicki. I'm host of Submarine Sea Stories podcast.
Woo! So what's that podcast about? Hello?
What's that?
What's that podcast about?
Submarine Sea Stories podcast. Yeah.
So I guess it's about submarines.
Right.
So
I was in the submarine service back in the 80s during the Cold War, and I thought it was a good idea because I made a lot of good friends at that time, and I wanted to kind of relive some of those years. So I launched my podcast April 1st and got a few folks to sign up, and I started interviewing them. It's been a lot of fun.
So on your show, do you have a lot of Ronald Reagan drops? Well, we've got to get those submarines in.
I should. Yeah, the evil empire. I actually interviewed a Russian submariner this past week. Going to be out pretty soon. But
did you ask?
That was pretty interesting.
Did you ask him if?
Yeah, they were. We were chasing them around, and they were trying to avoid us, and we got into it a little bit, but it was pretty cordial.
Yeah. Did you ask him?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Did you ask him though? You should have asked this guy if he has the end. Why is Russia teaming up with China? What are they doing over there, sneaking around?
Juicy question.
Well, he didn't want to talk any politics. We mostly talked about what it was like when you showed up on board, and they have some some hazing rituals that we didn't have. Like the first time you dive when you're on a submarine in Russia, you have to drink seawater.
What?
Every 50 meters. Yeah.
Bill, are you the only one with a submarine podcast out? I mean, you got to be. This has got to be the first podcast about stories of people on submarines.
Yeah, it was definitely that way. And I got the I put it on Performing Arts and iTunes, and I was number 4 for a while. I think it was
awesome
out there that had thought to do a storytelling type podcast. And
yeah.
Bill?
Yeah, it's done really well.
Bill, can I ask you something?
Yes, sir.
In the town where I was born. Oh. Hey, no, seriously, Bill. I got a serious question.
Bill can sing it better, Jeff. Listen, Bill's singing it. Sing it, Bill.
Bill's got a voice. Hey, Bill, I got to ask you a question though. You know, I'm weird about bathrooms and stuff. What's it like taking a Duke on a submarine?
That's a good question.
Pretty regular. As
hey,
the problem is everything's pretty tight, so it's. I mean, it's just a lot tighter than most bathrooms.
Do you have to plan out your Dukes?
But otherwise,
what? You have to coordinate your Duke schedule or what?
No. It usually works out fine. But the one thing that they do on submarines sometimes is they have to pressurize the tanks to blow the material off overboard.
That's funny.
They hang these signs up.
You're breaking one off, and the submarine has to break one off.
The valve, and inevitably somebody will open the valve, and it won't blow out; it'll blow in to your face.
Not cool. Not cool, Bill.
That's nasty.
Did that happen to you?
And high pressure dookie.
Did that happen, Bill? Did it knock you out?
No, it never happened to me. But when it happens, it's pretty evident.
Oh, I bet. Duking on a submarine.
That really stinks.
I think you should episode
of Duking on your podcast. I'm totally checking it out. What is the name of the actual podcast? I can't read it there, Steve. I want everybody to go there and get, the Submarine Sea Stories. Love it. Love it.
Submarine Sea Stories.
I'm like #1 on Google, too. So if you just type in Submarine Sea Stories, it comes right up #1.
Oh, yeah. You are the one and only.
Yeah, I think
I did an episode where the guy that had to fix the urinal valves and stuff, that's a different rate. And he dropped one of the new guys dropped one of the screws down in the tank, and it makes a noise if it rattles around. So, and that's a bad thing in a submarine because you can hear a noise for miles and miles. So the captain made him go in the tank and retrieve that piece of material when there was dookie and stuff.
He giggles, dookie. He's like laughing like a little kid. Hey, Bill, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Poop. Poop's supposed to make you laugh. You were cackling like a little kid. You go in the poop and stuff. Dookie.
Yeah.
Oh, Bill. Well, you know what?
I'm surprised.
Go ahead.
No one asked me, don't you get claustrophobic? That's what everybody says.
Yeah, I just want to know what the bathroom's like. I spent a lot of time in there. So
that's good.
Yeah.
Bill, how many episodes are you in?
Other thing. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
How many episodes are you in? How many episodes do you have?
I have 16.
Whoa.
And I have 3 in the can. So
hey,
I
no
started
pun.
April 1st. Good.
Is that you're pretty quick. 3 in the can.
3 in the can, baby. That's right. 3 in the can.
Yeah, I'm an expert.
You're dropping submarines, yo.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
I'm cool.
You are, though. You are.
I bet you won't cool in those bathroom submarines, though. Ventilation. What's the ventilation like in there? Ventilation, air conditioning.
What's that?
Is there any AC?
Ventilation?
Yeah.
Actually, this is a good story. I told ventilation is all on recirc. Of course, when you're underwater, you can't bring in fresh air. So over time, all the air gets cleaned up and precipitated out all the stuff.
Yeah.
So by the time you surface, they bring in fresh air. It smells like dookie.
Submarines, I guess that's why people say, they would joke about the submarines in the toilet. That's must have from people like you that were actually living on submarines. Speaking of submarines, thanks for your call. I've got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
We'll be back after this brief message from our sponsors. Submarine time. Bathrooms call my name. Submarine.
Sean hasn't discovered Audible.com yet. He uses his smartphone mostly for social media, where he's become quite skilled in abbreviated communicating. Sean thought this skill would be good to demonstrate to a potential employer who inquired about his spare time. OMG, I totes heart soch meet. Hire me, lols. Don't be like unemployed Sean. Use your smartphone smarter. Try one of the hundreds of thousands of titles at Audible.com, an Amazon company.
The Jeff Adams Show is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/The Jeff Adams Show. Over 150,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
This is the Jeff Adams Show. So glad to be back.
Mangrate. Mangrates are an amazing tool for serious grillers. Constructed from 100% American-made cast iron, these grill grates cook with radiant heat and are a more efficient way to barbecue.
Mangrates, grill enhancement system.
If you go to the JeffAdamsShow.tv, you can get this Mangrate for $19.95. You know, if we wanted to, Steve, we get like TTB Network on here, or the Jeff Adams Show, whatever you would want on this brush, you can get. But I wouldn't really understand why you would want to have the Jeff Adams Show cleaning your grill. That's just me. But Mangrate, go to JeffAdamsShow.tv and get yourself a Mangrate today. And I'm telling you, you want a high-end, nice tasting steak, chicken, you name it. Mangrate's it. Go to JeffAdamsShow.tv. Hit the promo code, boom, and it'll take you there. Order it $19.99. You can't beat that. Mangrate, I like grilling. It's great. Fantastic. Mwah. I'm going to use it tonight. We're talking submarines. We're talking Dookie here on the Jeff Adams Show because that's what we represent the most. Dookie. We're talking podcast. Submarines. Duke. Name. Duke of Earl. We're talking podcasting here. I'm here with a extreme colleague that does podcasting, Nicole, Nick.
Extreme colleague. And we're here with Steve. I want to hear, what does Steve have to say about podcasting?
Why am I doing this show?
He's like, why am I not doing podcasting? It's someone else.
If you drop some Dookie, it saves everything. Trust me.
But I think it's an interesting subject because I think a lot of people, and I'm kind of interested to hear what you guys have to say about this, because a lot of people, it seems like they get into podcasting with the expectation that they're going to make a living off of it. And they don't focus on their content. They don't focus on making themselves better or creating something that people want to watch. They're just concerned about the almighty dollar on that. What do you guys think?
Well, you're not making money?
I totally agree. It's like, I think people get into it because they just want to monetize. And they're not doing it out of the sheer enjoyment, or even like Bill, man, with the submarines. He just wanted to chat and tell stories and talk to other people about submarines. And how cool is that? Because who else is doing that? And people want to hear about submarines and what they do in the bathroom there.
Yeah, podcasting is the best because if you like to, chit chat, tell stories, what better way to do it? That's what I love about it. I mean, I do put the cart before the horse sometimes because I do consider this part of my job of what I do in life. It's very important to stay on your feet because you never know what kind of job opportunities are going to come your way doing this stuff. So you've got to take it very seriously doing podcasting. You have to, or you're not going to be taken seriously. So do it well or don't do it at all. Is my motto. And
I think it opens up too, like you're saying, Jeff, like credibility. It opens up doors. You get connections with people. It's a huge networking. Online, you meet a ton of people, and then even offline. So I think people need to look at the value of it in that.
You know,
And-
and even people have said, Jeff, you know, they said to us, even like, why do you get all this equipment? Why do you try to do all this stuff? And it costs a lot of money, and you don't know if you're ever going to make money off of it. But like my motto has always been, go big or go home. You know, everything I do, and Jeff will tell you, I put 110, 120% into it. I try to, and I think that to me, that's more the focus that needs to be. You know, yeah, you're going to make money if you're good at what you're doing and you're good at your craft. I mean, there's a lot of things that I've gotten because of doing the podcasting, broadcasting spectrum, but I think that people are doing broadcasts and podcasts about stuff that they're clueless about. They're just not good at it.
Yeah. Well, you know, Jeff Adams, you're at 8761 says, I think you have to love what you do. And if you're smart about it and plan, you eventually will make a living from it, which is very true.
Yeah, true.
But you have to hone in the craft. I mean, it's the same thing, too. I used to do a lot of these talent searches for music artists, and, you know, and some of them are just not, you know, up to speed. They're never going to be like that person that makes some money off of doing it. So if you're serious about it, you have to really work on your craft, fall on your face. How many times I've done this, I've fallen on my face, and pretty hard. And, you know, you can only get better each show that you do. And you really can't take yourself seriously doing this. If you do, you're going to stress yourself out. You'll be on medication. You have anxiety. You won't sleep at night and go, I just messed that interview up. I just messed it up. You know how many interviews I messed up in my lifetime? Plenty.
But Jeff, even go back to, remember when we first met, and we were talking, Nicole and I, while you took your potty break, we were talking about, you know, how we met and got started. And the first thing you asked me to do, because you'd watched my shows when we did the show on broadcasting, you said, critique my show. And I said, do you really want me to do that? But think about where you were when you did your show with your stretched out video and your 80s microphone reverb.
How bad
And
was it, Steven? Was it bad? I didn't know him then.
Hey, you know what? Go back. You can. It's funny if you really document your shows. You know, you can go back on YouTube and search Jeff Adams Show #1, #2. Hey, submarine.
1988.
1988. I'm Casey Kasem, and I'm dead.
Oh, dude, I miss him. Do you know how many times I would sit up listening to him and hear those gut-wrenching stories about how, you know, Claudia's mother was dying and this song's going out to her mother now. And I mean, come on, man. Don't make fun of Casey.
Nicole, she wrote me.
Casey.
Nicole, Welch's grape juice. This one's for you. Right. And you're by, wait, She's Like the Wind by Patrick Swayze.
She's like the wind. We got a phone call. Let's grab this phone call real quick so they don't get frustrated and hang up. You're on the Jeff Adams Show. What up? Who is this? Hello? Hello?
Jeff?
Yes?
Jeff?
Yes? Yes? Hello?
We're here.
Hello?
I think they hung up.
Hello? You're still here? Can you hear me? Who's this? I'd say your name. Who is this? Hello? You got to put the phone to your ear.
I can.
Next to your cheek.
Jeff.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Who is that? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Hey, Jeff, it's Merle Cox.
Merle Cox.
I was gonna say it sounds like Merle.
Oh my God.
How are you? Sorry about that. It's a little weird. I was trying to watch and listen to you at the same time, so I had to mute you on the computer.
Hey, Merle.
Make fun of you, man. If I didn't know who you were, I'd make fun of you because I would say, man, you need to just get one of those flip phones, yo, like the seniors have.
Right. Well, you know, it's an interesting show. I just got dialed in about 15 minutes ago when I was watching you guys, and just thought I'd call in and say hey. And I've had the privilege of actually appearing on one of the Tech Buzz's podcasts or videocasts live stream, which is kind of new for me because we do a podcast called Average Joe's. It's a political podcast, but unlike some people, we don't do it for money. We just try to do it because we're a grassroots movement, just trying to get people educated on, the Constitution and their freedom and what they should be doing as an American. So,
what should I be doing as an American?
What should you be doing?
Yeah. I'm going to get a man grade and I'm going to grill. That's what I'm going to do as an American.
Or, that's God given right. If that's what you want to do, Jeff, get you a grill and just burn meat. I mean, it's a free country and you can do whatever you want. So, that's what we try to encourage people to do is just, exercise their freedoms and get a little smarter and hopefully they'll come around and understand what it's what it truly means to be an American. So that's why we do our podcast. And what I really like about the podcasting is the community, because I've met some great people. Stephen Heywood, yourself, Andrew Zarian, Nick over at Radar Gaming, Mike Phillips.
All good people.
Man, the list goes on and on.
Yeah, and I'm a huge fan of the new show you're doing here on the Tech Buzz. I think it's very informative. It's great content, and it's just what the Tech Buzz needed for content. And I can't watch it live sometimes, but I watch it back in playback. And when you do, I know I tweet it out.
Well, we appreciate it. I've had the privilege of doing, I think, 5 shows now with John, and Steven's great. I mean, I think you call him like the broadcast king or something. And
no, the wizard of broadcast magic.
It's fascinating what he can do with his studio. And one day I hope to have a setup like him, but who knows? Maybe, maybe not. But you guys do a great job, and we love to watch it, and you make us laugh. So I appreciate all that you guys do.
No, I appreciate what you're doing, man. You're informative. I could never do a podcast show like you do because no one would take me seriously. But you do it so well. You're informative, and I'm a fan of what you do. And know that, hey, because sometimes you don't know if people are paying attention. I pay attention, man. I do. And so props to you, my man, and thanks for calling in today.
Hey, no worries. You guys take care and keep up the good work. We'll talk to you real soon.
All righty. Yeah, man, it's always good to hear from other colleagues with podcasting. And, podcasting is such an amazing thing. But the biggest thing is, too, is like, sometimes it's, Gary Chapman wrote a book about the love languages and words of affirmation. That's one of my love languages. So if I'm not hearing things, sometimes you get discouraged. You start bumming around like, my show sucks. Sometimes, as podcasters, you need to hear, if you're watching this or you're a fan of any podcast, reach out to somebody, email somebody and say, hey, thank you for what you do. Because, we don't make a whole lot of money doing this. If any, I could take, get a Happy Meal at McDonald's for one of my kids, probably much money I make off of this. But, you should just really thank people. That's why I always try to make an effort to really thank Stephen Heywood, because he's eons, light years ahead of everybody else, doing this thing. And he's doing it a pure passion that drives him. He has a vision, and he's doing great, great things. Nicole, like yourself, you're doing a podcast. You started off, you had a vision. Now, is this the only podcast you're doing, Nicole?
No, I am going to be doing real-time, real women only. And actually, during the week, I'm going to start, starting next week, posting on Thursday 15 minutes of some really juicy sociological material about men and women and the war of the sexes. So I'm going to kind of be throwing in a little bit of my background with psychology and talking about men and women and their differences and their commonalities and all of that stuff. And then I'm going to do real-time, real health only, because I'm really into the fitness niche. And then we're also going to do real-time, real kids only. I am totally psyched about that one. I'm going to have teenagers on podcasting because I don't know if you're familiar, you know John Lee Dumas, and he's got a lot of young audience, wanting to, these young guys, 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds wanting to be entrepreneurs and just learn the world of internet. We talk about foreign languages, and we were talking about Mandarin and Chinese on the break there. And I think the new language is going to be the digital world. So I think our kids need to learn about it a little bit.
It's so true. We've got to educate the kiddos. How are you going to do all these podcasts, for crying out loud?
I don't know yet. I haven't figured that one out. Maybe you and Steven are going to help me. I don't know.
You got a jiggy job. You got a jiggy job. You got kids.
Yeah.
And,
teach at the college, teach at Florida Southern. Yeah. Got to do that. Mm-hmm.
I'm venturing out. I'm going to probably do like a mini cast Monday through Wednesday. That's completely different to, push what I'm doing here. And, my jobs, where I work, they said, yeah, I could do that. So I'm fortunate enough to do that. But it's hard. It's hard to find the time, balancing out. My wife's great. I mean, sometimes she travels a lot, and sometimes I call Steve like 3 days before. Hey, I'm not going to be able to do the show because I got to pick up the kids. So it's good to have people that support you in your passions and your dreams. And my wife is fantastic at that. She is supporting what I'm doing.
Here's a great question. What is her love language? Since you're talking about yours being word of affirmation, are you 100% positive on her love language? What is it?
Acts of service.
Nice. That's mine too. Nice.
Boom. I mean, she gets, all excited. I start getting dirty, start doing things all around the house. It's,
That's right.
Acts of service to the T.
And what does she like to give as showing that she loves you? She knows that yours is words, but what does she enjoy giving? Does she like to give gifts or any of that?
No, yeah, I mean, but she says positive things to me in return. And that keeps me going a lot. Because I'm all about the words of affirmation, yo.
Yes. Steven, what about you? We want to know. Do you know what your love language is? Do you know what all 5 of them are?
I have no clue.
All right, so I'm going to tell you real quick. Acts of service, so that means like people like Jeff's like bringing you coffee and he's, doing all this stuff for you. Gifts, help me out, Jeff. Words of affirmation, affection, so that's touch, and then there's one more. Oh, time.
Quality time.
Yeah, quality time.
That's interesting. I don't know. Maybe mine's a little bit of each. I find joy in helping people a lot. Believe it or not, I'll find joy in that, or especially if somebody's in a pickle and I'm able to help them. I think that to me is something. Or if something seems impossible and I can help it get it done, I think that works for me.
So you like to give, you like acts of service. You like to do that to show that you care for people. What do you like to do? What do you like that you feel loved when you feel loved? Is it someone saying, Steven, you're amazing, like you're an awesome guy? Or is it like them doing for you?
Yeah, I don't know. Just, I guess maybe.
Can I pick what I think your number one is?
What's that?
Can I pick what I think your number one is?
Sure.
I think it's time, quality time. What do you think?
Yeah,
Jeff?
I was going to say that. I think like when my wife spends time, because I'm so busy all the time with work and doing this stuff here, any little chance that I get with my kids and stuff and my wife is kind of, that's precious to me.
Yeah, that's cool. Time, yeah.
This show has flown by so fast.
I know, I was going to say, speaking of time, are we out of time?
Speaking of time, that's the favorite podcast line. Speaking, that's Lisa's mine. I always goes, I think I said that once a podcast. Speaking of time, or speaking of whom, yeah, the show's flying by. I've had a lot of fun. Nicole, you got to come back, yo. I don't want to put the pressure on air on you or anything, but you definitely got to come back.
I'll bring the grape juice. We'll be good.
She's hired.
Grape juice. I will bring it.
Someone in the chat room said spent too much time talking about Dookie. Laugh out loud. Never talk too much about Dookie. It's beautiful. Hey, let's grab this phone call real quick before we leave. Hang on.
He's probably going to yell at you for talking about that.
Hey, we're about to go off the air, but who's this?
Hello?
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 Hello? Hello?
Not, and come on, dude.
Hello?
Turn your audio down on the computer.
Yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
Wow.
This is Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. How are
Oh! Get yourself a flip phone, yo. Yo.
Put on.
Thank God it's Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, we're about to go off the air, man. It's 6:29, man. Where you? You're in an airplane right now, or what?
I'm sorry, I can't hardly hear you. You're cutting out or something.
You're in an airplane or what?
No, well, I feel like it. I'm getting ready to hit in one. Where you going to be? I'm going to dive down and pick you up.
Come get me, yo. I'm waiting. Get that barbecue.
Man, great.
Catch you guys and just give you a shout out and tell you you're all doing a great job.
Thank you so much, man. I wish we could talk longer, but Steve's giving me the middle finger right now, so we're out of time.
Whoa. Okay.
I'm kidding, Steve. I'm kidding. He's not doing that.
You guys have a good day and keep up the great shows there.
All right. Thank you so much.
I'll get out of here. You guys be good.
All righty. Bye-bye. Well, man, it stinks. There's only enough time in an hour.
Fast. It was fast.
Fast. But it was just good because I got to pee again. Until next week, Nicole, thank you so much. Steven, the Wizard of Broadcast Magic, thanks so much for doing all you do. Nicole, thank you for doing your great podcast. And we're out of here. Till next, we won't be here next week, but we will be back the following week because Stephen Heywood, the Wizard of Broadcast Magic, will be on a yacht with his parents.